Good morning. In the 1960s and into the 70s, there was quite a discussion within the tennis world whether to leave tennis as an amateur sport or to allow the professionals to come in who were being quite ambitious at the time. We can use tennis as one of our exercises to get to the general principle that governs the larger part of society. Billie Jean King is not only an icon of the women's professional side of things, she's also an icon of the women's liberation movement in general. In the end, the professionals won. The idea of winning the tennis tournament at Wimbledon and not being the very best tennis player in the world proved to be unpalatable. Vanity crept in, and so it leads us to one of the general principles that was thrown out. The idea that all glory is God's. The idea of being a normal, well-adjusted person and then having a fundamental profession such as a husband and a father, and then having an occupation such as a dentist, and that dentist got to play in the tennis tournament, and you could see where organized sports would have an appropriate place in society. That was all thrown out in favor of throwing out God, throwing out willing the good of another person, and incoming recreational sex and professional consuming, the consumption society, and professional tennis. Just to say the words out loud, you get a realization of a sense of immaturity and a lack of will, a lack of free will. To go in the other direction, you get a sense of knowledge and a sense of being well-adjusted, although you're not as cool. And so professional tennis players were better at tennis than the amateurs, but I have a feeling if they had taken into account the larger scheme of things, our world would look completely different than it does today. And so that's it for this anecdote. They threw out the very fundamental, one of the fundamental rules, the idea of all glory is God. We'll see you on the other anecdotes.